Welcome back, everybody. I'm obviously on the road, but we did have some breaking firearms news. Good news this time that I wanted to share with y'all. Before we get into that, I did want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is Arms Directory. Arms Directory is an online social media platform for anything, really. It doesn't have to be gun related, but they are Pro 2A. They also have several forums where you can post deals and stuff like that, see other deals, as well as just all of the features that you'd come to expect from other social media. Now, getting into the story, what happened was in Delaware, they passed a law last year basically banning any type of ghost gun or 80% receiver builds. Obviously, since the founding of the country, Americans have been able to build their own firearms. There were not FFLs back in 1791, and that was just kind of how it was done. So it's always been legal. According to the text, tradition, and history, which is important, of America, always been legal. And then of course we had the Bruin decision, which recently dropped, where Clarence Thomas, who wrote the majority of the decision, did write that any firearms laws need to be based on the text, history, and tradition of the United States. And of course, as I just mentioned, we've always been able to make our own firearms here in America. So the court heard the case. The case was brought by FPC, or Firearms Policy Coalition. So big shout out to them. They did good work here to restore the rights of Americans, and they went to court, sued Delaware, and they won. And with that, let me read a quick excerpt, if I can speak, of the judge's decision. And she stated, these statutes burden constitutionally protected conduct because possession of firearms and firearms frames and receivers is within the scope of the Second Amendment's right to keep and bear arms, and defendant has not shown that these firearms and components are not commonly owned by law-abiding citizens for lawful purposes. Further, defendant has offered no evidence that these statutes are consistent with the nation's history of firearms regulation. She went on to say that the right to keep and bear arms implies a corresponding right to manufacture arms. Indeed, the right to keep and bear arms would be meaningless if no individual or entity could manufacture a firearm. Thus, if possessing untraceable firearms is protected by the Second Amendment, then so too is manufacturing them. Obviously a great decision there by the judge, totally in line with the Second Amendment. So what happens going forward? Well, now folks in Delaware can manufacture their own firearms, get 80% receivers in, those sorts of things. As far as I know, that can happen right now. Additionally, this will likely have a ripple effect on other cases going on. Like there's other states that have these policies. I know New York does, for example, and it's going to be very hard for New York to keep those laws in place with rulings like this. And of course, the Supreme Court's ruling. Following that, it'll probably go up to an en banc court. Who knows what can happen there? And then after that, it could make its way to the Supreme Court. Honestly, I'm not sure that it will, because again, the Supreme Court's ruling has already covered this in detail, and there's no question that 80% firearms and manufacturing your own firearms is legal in America. It is what it is, always has been. Hopefully always will be. And with that, we'll close the video out. If you guys like this type of video, definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you've done that and you're still not seeing 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel, you can sign up for my email list at the website here on your screen. Additionally, if you guys like good deals on, the kind of stuff that we cover here, including 80% lowers, accessories, firearms themselves, etc., sign up for the email at the website here on your screen. This is my daily deals email. It goes out every day, as the name indicates, and it has 6 or 7 of the best deals that we find around the internet. If it's in that email, it's the cheapest I know of anywhere in the country on that particular day. So hopefully it saves you guys some time and saves you some money. With that, we'll close the video out. Thank you all for watching. Truly appreciate it.